welcome into Speaking of Diamonds. My name is Rich, and has it been a while since I've sat down with all of you to do a WIP and chat? I have to start by apologizing for that. But I've been having some technical difficulties trying to record a WIP and chat. This will be, I think, the fourth time that I will be recording. Not exactly this WIP and chat, because I'll probably be talking about different things, but this installment or this timeline of the WIP and chat. All I have to say is technology is just, it's technology-ing, I guess. I don't know how you want to say that, but welcome in. Welcome into the WIP and chat. If you're new, welcome on in. Come on in, sit down, bring your WIP or your work in progress. Mine is going to be this diamond painting, The Rebellion from Diamond Art Club. But if you have a diamond painting or if you have a cross stitch or whatever, sit on down. We're going to chat for about an hour about all things diamond painting, all things life, whatever. Yeah, just, you know, a lot of people just like listening to the WIP and chats as they work to help pass the time or just not feel like they're sitting there alone working on their diamond painting, whatever the case may be. Listen along and join along with your work. So how is everyone? Hope everyone is doing well. Like I said, I've recorded this several times now, so I'm hoping this one will pass muster and not give me a problem. So let me talk a little bit about what I'm working with and what I'm working on. So I'm working on The Rebellion, and here is the image. This is from Diamond Art Club. It is a 55.8 by 83.6 centimeter square. And if you were with me when I was on my cruise and was diamond painting on the cruise, you'll recognize this as I started this on the cruise. I actually got, let's see, this is this one square, which I think is a little too far for you to see right now. Let me see, can I go down a little bit further? Yeah. So this square right here is what I've completed. Anything past that, so like basically I got 1.5 rows done on the ship. So I will be working on, I've been working on C3PO. I've did his metal stuff last night because I wanted to get that done. So I'm working on that. Before I make any more comments about that, I'm using a tray from Firefly, my favorites, the Inferno Nanos, or the Inferno Nano Minis. I like those. This is my pen that I'm using. I just sort of grabbed, well, actually I grabbed two pens. This one, I don't remember where I got it from or where I turned it, but I thought it brought in the black and the sort of gold of C3PO against the black background. And then I have this really cool, and again, I don't remember where I got this, Fordite pen. I love Fordite pens. I collect Fordite pens. And this one is just really cool because it's got some purple and orange and sparkles in it, but then it has, excuse me, some red, and usually there's some cool like silver right here, cool sparkly red, and there's some blue, it's not part of the Fordite, but it's like blue something at the end here and a little blue there. Usually there's some blue in Fordite, but I don't see it on this one. But I sort of thought it all matched, so why not? And then I am using my Donna Bass tweezers, Creations by Susie, my putty remover tweezer with the hook end here. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then I'm using my trinket tray to hold all of this is from the House of Royston, or if you are familiar with the story of my Bluebird of Happiness tray that Nancy made. that brings a smile to my face, so I have that out here. Trash container from Zodiac Shadows, and I did kit up into my Elizabeth Wards, not my usual tray bricks, just because I was traveling with this, and you know, those travel pretty well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, and for putty and stuff, I'm using glue dots in my single placer, and I'm either using Crafts with Crashly Ribbit Stick It in the scent of sugar cookie. That's in my other pen. This came out of my advent calendar that Crashly put together, and I love it. It's a really good putty. And I also found a really old, who is this by? Nick's Notions, blue cotton candy that I've been using. It's a little soft, but it's working out well. It's not too bad. So how is everyone? Hope everybody's doing well. I am doing okay. I had a busy week with work, and Sammy definitely kept me on my toes here. We'll get into that in a second. But oops. Other than that, I'm doing well, and I'm enjoying sitting down and diamond painting this morning. So I don't know about those of you who use glue dots. I'm trying to like glue dots. I cannot make these things less sticky. I've done them on my shirt, I've done them on my hand, I've done them on my pants. They just, that is a rogue drill. Let me get rid of that. Actually, I can use that somewhere else. I just can't get them like less sticky. But once they are less sticky, they work really well. I just can't get over. And this is a new glue dot because I changed when I started this painting. Well, actually, I should say when I started this section because my old one sort of ran out. So let's see. So, of course, one of my Star Wars canvases, very excited about it, except what the heck is going on with C-3PO here? I looked at the image here, and it also doesn't make sense, but it almost looks like he has snow on his shoulders here. So I may be taking this out and replacing it with the gold that should be there. It's not reading as like if it's supposed to be a reflection or something like that, it's not reading that way. And then here as well, it's like, I think that's supposed to be like a reflection, but it's not. I don't know that that's working for me. And then the white on here, maybe that he's supposed to be reflecting Princess Leia's dress or something, but it just makes him look like he's missing part of his head. And I knew this going into it, but these eyes, he looks like he's been on a bender for a couple days and has taken some speed or something, and his eyes are so wide. It's like this is just really rendered oddly. I don't know why this is here. So I may go back and change some of this. I did start to go back and change some of the black background that I had placed on the ship. I did the method that Cheryl has mentioned on our bling videos, where I took the 310s and I mixed in some of the square for square twisted mocha onyx sparklers to just sort of give it a little bit of a different look. So I've started doing that. The challenge I'm having is I went back and I sort of redid the bottom of the painting. I added some in there, but then when I started using the mix up here and up in here, I think I had too many sparklers in the mix, so I've been weeding some of those out. So we'll see how those start going down here as I get to the 310 in this image. But right now I'm working on 823, which is this dark sort of navy blue here. But anyway, so I hope everyone is doing well. I hope all your projects are going well. I actually had a finish was it yesterday or the day before? I finished my Haunting Music from Bella Art de Nicole, or Bella Art Diamonds. That was a fun little piece to work on. I can maybe pop a picture of it up when I edit this video. But it was fun. It was a little small image, but yet it still had a fair number of colors. And there was a little bit of weird confetti going on when it got to the piano keys, but for the image, it works. It was just sort of like a little frustrating trying to get through that part. But other than that, that is another one down of my current WIP situation that I want to get through before I kit anything else up. And this is one of those as well. This is one of my newer WIPs, but I needed a little bit of Star Wars in my life to properly relax here today. So I decided to get this one out and work on it. So what else is going on? We're getting into all of these Black Friday sales. Does anyone have any big plans for Black Friday? I'm looking forward to, I always enjoy the countdown or the reviews that Katie and Lindsay do. And I hope they do that again this year. It's always just neat to usually have a watch party with some other diamond painters. We like watch and stream it through Discord or something, and it's fun. And usually just having Katie and Lindsay, cracking up and stuff most of the night, it's fun as well. But I'm looking forward to that. I do hope, and I know I've seen some comments about this in some of the groups, in the Facebook groups, that, Diamond Art Club seem to have made a huge left turn on some of their artwork. I think I talked about this on a live too, that their artwork is getting very cutesy, very animated, that's it. There's not a lot of the big hitters coming through. And as far as artists, and well, I shouldn't say that. Like Mrs. Butter D is a big hitter, but she's also falls into that category of sort of an anime, cartoony type thing that some people love, but some people don't. And it just seems to, that style of artwork seems to be the majority lately. And my wallet thanks them for sure, but and not that I need another diamond painting, but so maybe they are doing it to be nice to me. I don't know. But we'll see what happens with Black Friday. I want to see. Usually they have like 100 kits. I know there's clues out there. I saw someone post this morning. They've used the number 111 or the numbers 1, 1, and 1 in a couple different contexts. So they're thinking there's going to be 111 kits maybe. I know that I would just like a restock of some of my images that have been out of stock for a while. But that's just me. All right, so what happened this week? So, actually I haven't talked to you probably since I got home. Obviously I got home okay from my trip, had a great time. The flight home, super uneventful, except I fell asleep, and I fell asleep hard. Like I slept through takeoff, and normally that just doesn't happen. Like takeoff and landing, I'm usually pretty wired because I think that's probably when most things can go wrong if they're going to go wrong, and I want to be prepared. But no, I was out like a baby, and I woke up and it was like I couldn't tell sort of how long we'd been in the air. I'm like looking at the app to see like the tracking, and I think it said like an hour and a half left of the flight, which would mean that I was sleeping for at least an hour, if not more. I don't know. They had already brought the snacks and everything, so I mean maybe, but I guess I needed the sleep, and that's fine. It gave me less time to be uncomfortable on the plane, right? So let's see. Got back from the cruise and had a day off to do laundry and stuff like that, and then went back to work, which was a little crazy with our fiscal year ends October 31st. So there was some reporting that was due and stuff like that. And then, of course, we start our performance appraisal cycle, which I have to, do the reviews and numbers and everything for my team. And my team is, I think my team is the largest one that is under my current boss. So that takes a while to go through and work on the budgeting and whatnot. So this painting has some quad cubes. These ones that take up 4 spaces. So I'm going to put one down there. There's one here. There's one here, up there. I like when they chart those in because I like using the special drills. What else? Sammy, I don't think he missed me very much. He was quite content over at our neighbor's house. I think he did enjoy coming home so that he was, again, the only dog, because he is he's a bit of a loner, and he likes his quiet time and whatnot. I think he enjoyed coming back because he immediately lay down on the bed and just went to sleep. And then the next day, he was basically in the bed for 2 days, just sort of sleeping like, finally, peace and quiet, without two other dogs poking around. But he did well. Let's see, a couple weeks ago, I did, I'm going to place this before I lose it. I did have to take in a urine sample for Sammy. We think it's the amount of steroids that he is on, but it's making him excrete too much protein in his urine, which can be a concern for kidney health, I guess. So they've been keeping a close eye on that. And his numbers before were really good, and then they sort of got whacked out again. So took those up, and the numbers were better, but they weren't where they should be for the where he was at his sort of best. So they want me to bring another sample in a couple weeks, and I'm fine doing that. They want to see if maybe it's just take him a little bit longer to get used to the new medicine that he's on that's supposed to counteract that. But then the little guy gave me a nice little shock the other morning. So usually, well, since he has gotten this vertigo, I put him to bed in his bed, which is in the corner of the bedroom, instead of having him lay on the bed with me. I just don't want him to lose his balance and fall off the bed. Plus, he's a little, his sight's going a little bit. So, can he see in the dark? That glue dot is never going to let go of this AB. So I'm going to put that right here. And this actually, I thought was that drill, but it's not. So I'll put that over there. And now this is an AB. So he's been, sleeping on his bed, which is great. So the other and normally he will get up on the bed to wake me up, usually a couple minutes before the alarm goes off, because I don't know, he must feel that that's important. I don't know. So the other morning I got up and he wasn't up. He was laying in his bed, and I thought, okay, whatever. I've had to, wake him up before. So I go over to wake him up, and he doesn't want to move. I thought, okay, that's weird. So I go to help him to move a little bit, and he let out a yelp of pain. And I thought, okay, well, that's not good, but hey, we all get a little crampy in the morning as we get older, so maybe it's just that. Well, then we went outside, and he was having trouble walking, and he didn't have trouble going to the bathroom, but he had trouble sort of getting in the position to go to the bathroom. So I thought, okay, this isn't good. So we came back inside. I started his medicines and stuff, and used the washer myself. And then I decided to check him out and just sort of, touch him in different places, see what hurt, what didn't hurt. And I touched his, like where his rib cage ends, so like on his sides, and he yelped and was trying to get away from me. So I thought, okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is internal, if it's, did he fall off the bed at night that without me knowing? What's going on? This isn't normal. Let's go to the emergency vet. And I don't mind going to the emergency vet because it's the same place that he goes to see his internal medicine doctor. And they're usually pretty good at consulting with her and coordinating the care and stuff like that. So I don't mind going there. It is a bit of a drive. So I had to call into work and just be like, hey, I'll log in when I'm up there, but I don't know what's going on. So so we got there, they took him in, and the doctor came out after doing her initial evaluation, and she said that she thinks he has she called it a disc disease. There's like some letters that go with it, but essentially he has a sore back. And the disc disease can become quite serious, leading to paralysis and stuff like that. But if it's caught early and treated properly, then it typically is not a big deal. So they sent us home with some pain relievers for him, and then with strict orders to 2 weeks of crate rest, meaning he has to stay in his crate or a confined space and not, no jumping, absolutely no jumping, but no frolicking or anything like that. So they asked me, they says, do you want a sort of like a tranquilizer or something? Because is he an active dog? And I thought, no. He sleeps all day as I work, or he sleeps as I diamond paint or whatever. He's a sleeper. So I'm like, no, I don't need any of that. Fast forward to, we get home and everything is fine. I'm pausing a little bit because like I told you, I think I don't know if you can really see it here, but I think I put too many of the sparklers in here, because like here's a whole line, that is a whole line there of sparklers. And I don't want to pick up that many sparklers at one time. So I'm trying to place them as they come up, but at the same time, I don't want to place like a whole row of sparklers. So I'm trying to find good spots to pick them up at. Anyway, So I'm like, no tranquilizer, whatever. So we get home, and they had given him some pain injections. So he was pretty tired because those shots are a bit of a sedation type deal. So I had to get out his crate. He hasn't been in his crate in a while. And I moved it into the bedroom so that when we go to sleep, I can put him in his crate and he's right there in case he needs something. I can wake up and hear him if he makes enough noise and what have you. So, but then like their instructions said, he either needs to stay in a crate or enclosed room like a bathroom. So I thought, you know what? The office here isn't that big. There's not a lot of floor space given that I have my big work desk in here and then I have my diamond painting desk in here and then I have a diamond painting cart in here. You know, there's like all the stuff in here. And I thought maybe if I just put up the baby gate and kept him in here, it'll be fine. So I went and I got his big bed out of the living room. I brought it back here, got him all set up, and he was pretty much fine for the first, when we first got home. And even that night, that day, I took a nap because we were up super early. And then just a lot of stuff happening in the day. So I took a nap and I put him in his crate and he was fine with it. I mean, I don't think he was overjoyed with it, but he was fine with it. And then that night I put him in the crate again and it went fine. I did set the alarm for a little bit earlier so that I could get up sort of and get him to preemptive potty before he really had to go. And that seemed to work well. But now, today, we're sitting in the office here, as usual, and he is stir crazy, and he wants to go do something. I don't know what he wants to do. I have a feeling he wants to go lay on the bed, but I don't want him to lay on the bed because he would have to jump up on the bed and whatever. And he fell out of the bed a while ago, not too long ago, I should say. So what I was doing was I was making little sort of bumpers with what's going on here? I'm telling you, these glue dots, I want to love them because they do last a long time once you get them sort of seasoned. But until then, they are a pain in the booty. So let me tap it on my pants here, see if that helps at all. So anyway, he's just going stir crazy. So I think he wants to go lay on the bed. Excuse me. I don't know why that is so different than laying in here. Maybe he finds the bed more comfortable, something, whatever, but he's not getting up there. So he's been just sort of pestering to go do something. And then I try and, okay, what do you want to do? You know, and I take him outside and he likes going outside because he wants to sniff, but he doesn't have to go outside and go potty or anything. So I'm like, you know what? You need to just relax and sit down. And because we have 2 weeks of this and it's been 1 day. So 2 weeks of this crate rest, excuse me. 2 weeks of the crate rest and follow up with his normal vet, which I already have scheduled. And I also have a chiropractor appointment scheduled. So hopefully, whatever it is, we can address and he can feel better. I don't think, he doesn't seem to be in pain. He is taking his pain medicine. But even like yesterday, even with the, what did they give him? Ketamine and what's another? Methadone, I guess. I'm like, man, my dog is like guest starring on Breaking Bad this week. They gave him those two pain meds, which are pretty powerful pain meds, and he was still limping a little bit. And today he is not limping much at all. So I think he's doing fine. But we'll see. The worst case scenario is he would need back surgery or something, and I don't want him to have to go through that. So we're gonna take these 2 weeks and just chill and do what we need to do. And I try and sneak out of the office occasionally and go do like put some dishes in the dishwasher or whatnot. But inevitably he catches me, and then he wants out and whatever, and it derails me. So we'll get through it, right? It's just a bit of a pain. And then if I go anywhere, I'm going to have to crate him. And let's see, I was just thinking the other day, because, it was also, a couple days ago, it was his gotcha day. I adopted him 13 years ago this week. And yes, because I met him when he was 6 months, and now it's 13 years. So he's 13. So he's been here 12 and a half years, something like that. So 12 and a half, 13 years ago, I went to pick him up. And I was remembering when I was getting out the crate and stuff like that, it's always available to him should he want to go in there, but he doesn't. But when I first got him, I had gotten the crate, and I remember, I thought, okay, it was a Thursday night. I thought, okay, this dog is going to keep me up all night. So prepare for that. But I put him in his crate next to my bed, and I figured, and I even took a flashlight to bed, because I thought, well, if he starts whining or something, I don't want to get up and have to turn the lights on. I'm just going to use the flashlight. Do you know he slept all through the night? Not one peep through the entire night. And then the next day when I went to work, I crated him. I was only about 10 minutes away from home. I crated him, and he did fine. But then I thought, I don't like the idea of him being in a crate. I want him to at least be able to walk around a little bit. So I ended up putting him, he would stay in the kitchen, and I would gate it off with baby gates. So he would stay in the kitchen, which is where the tile was. So in case he had an accident, which he never did. He quickly, I would put the crate in the kitchen for him, should he want to go in it, but he wasn't locked in it as I went to work. And we didn't sleep in the crate a lot anymore. Unless he wanted to. So I was just thinking about the last time we really used the crate, and that was when I first got him. So thanks, crate, for hanging out there for when I needed you now. Let's see what else. How is everybody doing getting ready for Thanksgiving? I know that probably if you're cooking, shopping is in full swing. Probably cleaning the house is in full swing. I remember Thanksgiving dinners were always a very big job, and everybody in the house was made to do something with it. Normally mine was go clean your room because we don't want anyone to see the sty that is your room, but that was my contribution when I was a kid, was cleaning my room. Typically, either that or helping with like peeling potatoes or whatever the case may be. So this year, not doing anything for Thanksgiving. I typically don't. I used to cook for when my dad was home. And then when he went to the nursing home, I would cook for him and bring it there because he always wanted home cooked Thanksgiving. But ever since then, I don't cook. I don't do anything. I tend to sit here in the office, which is in the back of the house, so I don't need to see my neighbor's driveways full of family and stuff like that. That sort of gets you down a little bit, but there's a blue drill in the black. What the heck is that about? So that's what I'll be doing. In fact, if you are, see, I'm getting too many sparklers now. If you're not doing it on Thanksgiving or you're going to want to break on Thanksgiving, I am planning on going live starting at 10 a.m. Central Time to probably, I don't know, I may go to 5, just so that everybody can have a chance to get up, take a nap, use the bathroom, whatever, and then what time do the countdown, if there's going to be one, it usually starts at like what, maybe 9 or something, 9 or 10, just to give you enough time to, like I said, take a nap, get dinner, whatever the case may be. But I thought, let's just hang out. I don't have anything special planned. We can sort of play it by ear. If you want to play trivia, I can pull up trivia. If we just want to sit in diamond paint and chit chat, we can do that. Certainly if channel members are welcome to come on StreamYard if you would like. And that just allows us to chat in person and interact with the other folks that are on StreamYard rather than just having to type into the chat and stuff like that. But I don't have room for everybody, so this will have to make do right now. What else is going on? So where are you guys looking forward to the most for buying on Black Friday? Now, I know I've been on a pretty low buy for a number of weeks, sort of in preparation for Black Friday. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these back in and shake them up a little bit and try and get a new, maybe less sparkler heavy mixture. This is the first time I'm doing it, so I wasn't sure of the ratio, and I thought, well, I want sparklers, so I probably put too many in, which is fine, easily remedied. So I'm looking forward to, well, I want to see what DAC has, and that's fine. They're offering like the buy one, get one 50% off. But like I said, I'm waiting for some restocks before I really commit to that. Plus, I want to see, I was really gonna just hold off on everything until the Black Friday sale because usually they have a pretty good discount on everything, and even any restocks or anything like that. Okay, this is giving me a challenge. But I may I'm going to see what happens throughout today and see if they restock anything. And if not, maybe tonight I will place an order for a couple of the restocks. But obviously want to see what they have. I Captured by Radiance. I already have ordered what I would need to get from there, from their current stock. So I don't know. I know their sale will include pens and their crystals, I believe. Not custom pens, but like their regular pens that are pre-turned and stuff like that. So I may take a look at their pens and their crystals, although I have no business buying any more pens because this week I got, a while back I had sent Enablers Outpost a box of blanks for turning, and I got those this week, and it was obscene the number of pens that, that came back. So I may do that for Captured by Radiance. I guess I am waiting on Diamond Painting Shop, the shop with an E. I'm waiting on them to see if they're going to have like a discount or a sale, because there are currently 3 images there that I want, and will grab if there's a sale. Well, to be honest, I'll probably grab them if they're not on sale, but might as well wait for the sale if there's going to be one. And like 3 of the 4 are romance art images. I think there's two Winter King ones, and then one, it's like a house on a beach that I really liked. And then I forgot what the 4th one is. But speaking of romance art, if you missed it on the live last week, we are having an event to celebrate romance art. And I'm excited to say that I have met the artist, and we've talked. She's very excited. She wants to do whatever she can to help make the event a success. So we will have, in fact, I think she's already joined the Facebook group. I have to double check that, but we will have maybe a little interview or something with the artist, Serena. And I talked about it when I did an unboxing of the Winter King, one of the Winter King canvases. There's a story that goes with all those animals, and she's starting to put them down on paper. So I asked her, I said, would you have one that you could maybe read for us, so we can learn about the characters that we may be diamond painting? She is so over the moon and amazed at the diamond painting community and the way that the diamond painting community has reacted to her artwork. I don't think she's I know she's not a big diamond painter. I don't know that she's ever diamond painted like on the regular, but she gets the kits now because it's her artwork and all this other stuff. And she loves the way that they turn out, and, and she's really appreciating seeing her artwork done in diamond painting form. So I thought that was pretty cool. And she was super nice. But so anyway, February, Romancing Romance Art. Get it? Romancing Romance Art. And it's February because that's, Valentine's Day. There is a Facebook group. I will link it down below. Feel free to join, even if you're not sure that you could participate. What is going on here? I think I'm changing pens. This is why I have 2 pens going at all times. I think I have too little putty, and I've formed like a valley, and it's not picking anything up. So let's see if this one is any better. It's not too bad. But essentially, to participate, you just need to have a canvas from romance art. And 4 shops carry her right now. Captured by Radiance, Diamond Painting Shop, Diamond, the one with the diamond art, and Dreamer Designs. So if you think you may want to participate and you don't already have a romance art image in your collection, go ahead and get one. And then come February, we'll have a nice little event and we'll be able to meet the author or the artist and have some fun like WIP and chats or work-alongs and stuff like that. So go check that out. I did also, I'll put all the links down below, but last week we talked about all of the events that, at least that I will be involved in for next year. So you got Romancing Romance Art in February. Then March and April is Mermaids and Magic. And that is spearheaded by Melanie of Diamonds and Dogs. But I'll be helping her like I did last year with the social media part of it, videos and stuff like that. And then I think we take May off. And then there's a Peggy Collins event that Mel is orchestrating. And I'm looking forward to doing that as well because I do like Peggy Collins. And then, let's see, May, June, July. Then August is Oz and Og, and I will be working with Berta and Tammy on holding that event. But we also have a new event that the romance art, and this one is sort of my babies, and then the Peggy Collins and the Mermaids and Magic is our Mel's babies. But we're doing a diamond painting 5K. And not 5K as the race, but did use it for a little play on names there. But 5K as in your image has to have at least 5,000 square centimeters. So essentially, it's a large canvas event. And it's going to be, well, we're doing it over 3 months just because if it's a larger canvas, you know, some people don't diamond paint as fast as others and whatnot. So we want to give everybody a chance to maybe finish their canvas, and if not finish, like certainly have some good progress on it. And it'll be a little bit more of a low-key event, probably, you know, instead of WIP and chats, do some work-alongs so that everyone stays motivated on working on their large canvas. You know, there may be like some small completion prizes or something like that, but it's not going to be a full-blown, at least we're not planning on it being a full-blown sponsored event, although there definitely may be some people interested in providing, you know, merch or something for it. So more to come on all of that, but all of those events have their own Facebook page. So I will link them all down below in the description in case you are interested. And like I said, even if you're not sure you can commit, go ahead and sign up for the pages just so that you can see what's going on. And if the time comes around and you can participate and you want to, then go ahead. If not, just watch it and, you know, maybe next year, right? But I'm excited for them. I was going to do an event for another artist of mine that's a favorite, which is Andy Russell. But with romance art being literally everywhere, I need to try and dilute these a little bit. So I'm going to pour in some more 310s here. Romance art is literally everywhere, taking off and stuff like that, and people really like it. So, and whereas Andy Russell, his images are still around. That was a nice spill, Rich. His images are still around, but they're a little bit more limited. So I thought Romance Art would be sort of a more timely event, but definitely there is going to be a WrestleMania at some point because I do like his artwork. I also would like to do a Stanley Morrison one, and somehow, I don't know, Stanley Morrison does like the drink dragons, the food dragons, dragons in general, some other images. He announced that he had Parkinson's, and I'd like to maybe do an event that sort of deals with, has like a fundraising component to it somehow, and raise money for Parkinson's research. And maybe even an event around that or something too, but we'll see. Speaking of Parkinson's research, so you may know that Parkinson's research is one of my endeavors when it comes to supporting and raising money for charities and stuff like that. My father had Parkinson's disease, and saw the firsthand effects of Parkinson's disease. And I need a new refill of all the putties here. But so my dad had Parkinson's, so I that's my charity of choice when it comes to like the payroll deductions at work and all that good stuff. So I got an email from the Michael J. Fox Foundation that's doing some great work in trying to figure out a cure or just a way to know. Like right now, there is no test to show that you have Parkinson's disease. They sort of have to test everything else, and when they don't find anything else, then they call it Parkinson's. So they're trying to rectify that a little bit. Well, I got an email from them, and they were looking for people to participate in a trial, I guess. And you didn't have to have Parkinson's, but they did ask, like, does someone in your family have it, whatnot? There was a questionnaire, and I filled it out, and they were like, yeah, we want you to complete this test. And what it was a smell test, because they are trying to make a correlation between, or they're trying to prove out that a loss of a sense of smell, I think it was, is a potential sign of Parkinson's. So I signed up to do it. I got the test. You just do it at home. It was like 3 booklets, and each one, there's, 4 booklets and 10 pages in each. And they were basically little scratch and sniffs almost. And you scratched it, and then you did a multiple choice answer of what you think you were smelling. And it was interesting. I hope that the results that I sent in help them determine something, or help them determine something, and or qualify me for additional help on Parkinson's research, because I would like to do that. But that was sort of interesting. You had it all on paper, but then you did input all your stuff into the computer, and I forget what the college it was through. So it sounds like a pretty valid study, which is good. So I did that. I posted it on my personal Facebook page, but I'll put the link down below. If you would be interested in seeing if you could qualify for that smell test, they are still looking for people, and it's on their website. I will post the link down below, and see if you would qualify, and then you too could sniff 40 pages of scratch and sniff items to let them know how your sense of smell is. yeah, so that was interesting, and I'm not going to say fun, but it was interesting. Sorry if you hear my neighbor out there with the leaf blower. This is the third time in probably the past 10 days that my neighbor has cut his lawn. And also, with the leaves falling, he's out there every day with his leaf blower to blow off his driveway. And that annoys me because, well, most of the leaves are coming from my trees. So I'm waiting for him to have a problem with that. But I really have a pet peeve when people think that natural items, natural things like leaves, or used to have a cottonwood tree that gave off cotton. That was a pain in the butt for everybody in the neighborhood to some degree when it gave off its cotton in early, I think, June or July. But my old neighbor used to complain about it so much. And she'd be like, she ran a daycare, I'm having DCFS come out and they're going to do an inspection and they're going to see all this fluff around. And I'm like, oh, so you're worried about them coming out and seeing nature in your yard? This is what we're talking about? And it's not like it's deadly poison or anything. It's cotton from a tree. If anything, use it as an excuse to educate the kids a little bit on something. I don't know. But this guy seems maybe the same way a little bit, and that drives me crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. I want to have a nice yard. I don't want to have, leaves all over. But you know what? Leaves happen, as well as snow happens, rain happens. Everything happens, and you just got to sort of deal. But whatever. So let's see. So we're coming up on the hour here. As you can see, I got a nice swath of work done here. I finished C3PO. I do think I'm gonna live with this weirdness of the highlights here for a little bit. Maybe until I get Princess Leia done, to see if it really does something for me, that it may be a reflection of her dress. But I'll probably go back and replace those. But I don't know if you can tell, but I am doing the mixture of the 310 plain and then these onyx sparklers. And I do like how it's turning out. Like I said, over here, this was just a little bit, I had the mixture too much sparklers to the amount of 310s. And as the painting goes down, there gets to be less because I already did that section, but I added some in there. And I think that's okay because I want it to sort of like be, it's going to be the stars behind them. And there's more stars as you look up, right? Speaking of which, when I was wondering what's going on here with this, with the highlight stuff here, I looked at the image and I see it. And I thought, well, this is sort of, it's somewhat of a close remake of the original poster for the first movie, A New Hope. So I went online to see if this is what C3PO looks like, but the poster is a little bit different. So I don't even think it had C3PO on it, to be honest. However, the original poster is going for $6,000 on eBay. So that was interesting. And I was like, wow, could you imagine? But here I'm going to have, something similar that I can hang up in my media room if I ever have a media room or whatever the case may be. So thank you for working along with me here today. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, a good week coming up. Please stop by on Thanksgiving. If you, like I said, if you don't have anything to do, or even if you're having people come over and you need to step away from them from a little bit, stop in and say hi. Very low key, just hanging out, getting some diamond painting done. So, and then, like I mentioned, down below, the links for all the events for next year, giving people plenty of time, plenty of notice to make sure that they have a canvas that qualifies and stuff like that. But check out those links below. Join the Facebook groups if you're not already joined. And I will talk to you next time we are speaking of diamonds. Bye-bye.